Hey guys, it's Sam.
And Andrew.
And we're here with Woz from Yacht Club Games to talk about Shovel Knight.
How are you today,
Hi.
Waz?
I'm doing really good. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Very good. Okay, so I guess I'll start it off with the first question. My question is, when you guys started thinking of a game to make, did you originally want to create a love story for Nintendo? Or
I mean, basically, yeah. The idea was that Shovel Knight is born sort of out of the collective conscious of the team. So we all grew up playing, all those games. So we were playing Mario 3 and Zelda 2 and Mega Man and Castlevania. Like, so that's all like really in our blood. We still play them. I think the director Sean, his most played game on his 3DS is, or his like second most is Zelda 2. So it's like it's part of what we do every day. And yeah, Shovel Knight is a way for us to kind of embrace that and go back to a time where game mechanics were really the core of what made a game, and at the same time, kind of paying homage to what we really enjoyed, as kids playing games.
it sounds like you guys had an overwhelmingly positive experience with crowdfunding. How
Yeah.
did that? I know there's some ways that crowdfunding directly influenced the game, and would you crowdfund for another game in the future?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the Kickstarter and the development of Shovel Knight are pretty synonymous. There was not a lot of time before the Kickstarter that we had something running. We made it for Kickstarter. We got that demo was when we showed that demo video off. That was all we had. When we showed the demo off at PAX, that was built for PAX, but also knowing that we would be sending that out to other like YouTubers and Twitch streamers and stuff to play the game to kind of promote it for the Kickstarter's purpose. And ever since then, we've been in constant interaction with the backers and with the to various degrees of involvement. Some people donated to be in a tier to join our design sessions, and so we had live stream sessions where we would come in with a real problem of like we need to design the boss for Tinker Knight. Let's all talk about it. And so we'd sit down in a room and we'd have a whiteboard and we'd write up ideas and be interacting with the chat. And so that was it's a very involved session. Even up until the $1,000 backers were able to add a boss or an enemy into the game. And so we worked with a couple of guys to get that going. And then even beyond that, we're just constantly answering messages and interacting and going on the comment board, and it's a very involved process. That's something that I've never experienced before. Um, and yeah, I would say it impacted positively, and it had a lot of feedback, but it also was just like a lot of time sink, and so it drew away from other tasks, and it was constantly a stress of like having to be beholden to these people from the very beginning. Usually, when you do a game, if you're working with a publisher, the publisher or the company like that hires you will give you the game idea, you give the pitch, and then you work towards milestones. And then once the milestone is done, then you move on to the next milestone. And the game isn't announced almost until the game is completed. And at the difference here is that the game was announced before there was anything. And so for like a year and a half, we were just living with that interaction that we never had to deal with before. But overall, having that community in the beginning was really exciting. It was really fun, and it was really great for us to, kind of interact on that level that just again hasn't been done before for us. Usually, the publisher or whoever is in charge of that, and they don't want you going on live streams. They don't want you jumping in Twitch and talking because that's their job. They want to do that, and so it was really really cool to do that. But again, it's a lot of work. So would we do it again? It's hard to say because Kickstarter, like I said, it's a big investment of just time and energy and effort, but at the same time, it's also a very unique way to gain a community and gain a lot of people that are like evangelizing your game for you, and it's very effective. And there are those that are in it for the Kickstarter ride, and once the Kickstarter's done, they're kind of out. They're there for the highs and lows of the actual Kickstarter event, and then there are those that are there for the entire production of the game. And so it's a very involved thing when you have 15,000 people watching you. And so I'm not sure if I would do it again, but I think so. Maybe in a less capacity. Maybe do one that's not as stressful for us, but more engaging with the people that are wanting to support us.
Yeah, because this one was very involved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
very, very. Actually, and offhand again, this probably had some of the most involved like perks of any Kickstarter I've seen.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
totally,
Sure.
like
It was yeah, we wanted to make sure that we weren't just giving things out. We want people to be engaging with us, and so we have the design hangouts. We have the you get to make your own thing, and you get to find out a secret in the game that only you know. So yeah, we definitely wanted more of the community interaction, less of the just like here's a bunch of shit or stuff.
Yeah, T-shirts and hats. 'Cause, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Home shovel.
Right. But no, really cool. So I'm gonna ask you just a few questions from Chatty, which is
Our community.
our website community, yeah.
Sure.
And so question one, Dusty Slim asks, what was the inspiration for Shovel Knight, the title character?
So, Dusty Slim, the inspiration for the character was born of the mechanics for the game. We talked about way back in last January, we were talking about the down thrust in Zelda 2 and thinking if we could make a whole game based on that one mechanic. And more appropriately, we're also talking about can we make a game around one mechanic just by itself? Just can we make a game that focuses on just one or two things like NES games did? You have a character that usually just has a jump and a shoot. That's Mega Man, and then everything else gets kind of complicated on top of that. And so from Zelda 2, we got the idea if you're down thrusting, you're like maybe you're digging through blocks, maybe you're hitting guys, you're flipping them over to like stab their soft underbellies, and that kind of like seemed fun and exciting to us. And but a sword didn't really fit that, and so we were just thinking about it, and then like the idea of a shovel came up as a joke, and people laughed. Like then we like thought about it, and like yeah, that would actually work. Like that motion of like going down and then like flipping up. That's like an upward attack. That's sort of a shovel movement. So then like the idea of a knight came up because they were like, well, would it be a shovel robot? And it's like no, that's too much like Mega Man, and also that doesn't make sense at all. And so someone said like knight, and that started to make more sense. And then someone said like the shovel knight, the shoveling knight, and it stuck. And so we kind of just have gone on since then from a conversation that we had at lunch, back in January. So it's been a weird ride, but that's never underestimate the conversations and the power of conversations I have at lunch. They're great.
Definitely. Actually, another off-camera thing, but Harry Potter was conceived on a lunch napkin.
Oh, really?
More you know.
Yeah,
Well, look
so-
at that. Lionel2B wants to know your favorite level. We already asked your favorite boss, so what is your favorite level? Is it also the Spectre level and the Treasure level, or?
I would say I like the Spectre level a lot more than the Treasure level, because I like the Spectre level because it teaches the player to really learn where the character is, even if they can't see him. So all that blackness that happens in the lighting areas, you have to just kind of like learn to feel where the character is. And I think it's really important for any platformer. And so it may feel like a difficulty spike after you finished it. You know where you are at all times, and you understand the gameplay at that point. So Spectre level is really good. I really like Tower 2. That level of difficulty is really fun. The second tower, what's it called in the game? Ascent, I guess. Yeah. Ascent is really fun in the tower stages. So yeah, I think those would be my top two.
Enhanced Interrogator wants to know, are you sticking to retro-style games for the foreseeable future, or are all options on the table?
Yes and no. So like the immediate future is we are focusing just on the stretch goal content from the Kickstarter. So we have the challenge mode and gender swap and what were the other ones? Oh, the playable boss knights that you can play as. You can play as Spectre Knight and King Knight and Plague Knight. And then the 4-player competitive couch multiplayer battle mode with all the boss knights. Like that's all major content that we're doing. Some of it's just for the art, and the gender swap, and some of it's just major gameplay tweaks. And so that'll be happening for the next year, hopefully less, but that amount of time. And but once we're done with that, I mean, anything is on the table. We love to do a 3D platformer. We would love to do kart racer would be really fun. I don't know, like just games that would be fun to play. We aren't limiting ourselves to a pixel game. That said, we're a really small team, and so anything that we would do, we'd have to expand or change the team size or change who's here to make those things happen. We have some experience in 3D, but probably not enough to do a whole game. So yeah, everything is on the table, but at this point we're just focused on stretch goal content.
So, Woz, before we sign off, is there anything that you would like to plug before we go for our lovely viewers?
Yeah, sure. You can get the game right now. It's available right now. So if you wanted to, you can get it on the eShops for the 3DS and the Wii U. If you're in the North American region, again, it's coming to the European region soon. You can also check out our website, yachtclubgames.com, and we do blog posts and we post things there. And you can also buy the game there, so that's a cool place to go. Also, our Twitters, follow those at Yacht Club Games and at, if you want me, I do pixel stuff. So if you're interested in that at all, you can follow me at Norkwoz, Norkwoz. And I think we also play games and stuff on Twitch, so you can follow us at twitch.tv/Yacht Club Games. And there's a bunch of other places that we're online, but those are the pretty big ones. Facebook, yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, Woz, thank you again so much for having some time with us.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.